Ya tú sabes, baby, listen, you already know the vibes, man. Your boy, Dirty Rice, and I got my dog, my manito en el edificio. Ozzy, what's good, bro? I got him out here finally, man. GX Borough, we got Harlem in the building, and we got Baltimore right now. I'm at Hass Irv. What's good, man?
Everything's fine, bro. Thank you for having me.
Oh, nah, thank you for coming out, man. Listen, congratulations to all your success. Listen, a lot of y'all gonna know who Hazy is after this interview, man. So, yo, congratulations. I mean, you got a deal situation going on. So, how's that going for you?
It's going good. I mean, honestly, I'm just appreciative of just being able to have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people making music, especially nowadays for me, in this time, in this age, this generation, everybody trying to be creative. Everybody trying to find a different way out. So I just feel like this is just step one, you feel me? Actually solidifying my spot. So now it's just making sure I'm here to stay, you feel me?
Nah, most definitely. And I feel like you got a real good, interesting story that I feel like a lot of us can relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like me growing up in, like we both grew up in New York and everything, but I had a period in time where I went back to I went back to Puerto Rico. I went back to the Dominican Republic for a span amount of time because you stayed from West Africa, correct?
Yeah.
And you lived out there for a span amount of time before you came back.
Yeah.
So how you feel like that experience was, you know what I mean, being in West Africa and stuff and coming back to the States, you know, back to your homeland, and you know what I'm saying, just kind of try to get that act, like, does that help you build yourself as an artist as well? Do you relate to that in your music a lot?
For sure. I feel like it definitely shaped me to be the person and the artist I am today. You know, being born here, I feel like I was born here, but if I would have grew up here and had my whole upbringing just in New York, I would have been completely different, because when I moved out there, you know what I'm saying, I got a sense of tradition. And when I came back, like, I already knew who I was in the sense of being African, but now that I came here and I was really American, you know what I'm saying, because I was really born here, but I didn't know that real aspect of myself. So it was more so fitting in and trying to make friends. That was really what my upbringing was about when out here in America, because it's more so now like the disconnect and trying to bring it back. So I feel like just being able to grow up there and come here and then still pick back up and still not have an accent or still be able to dress like how everybody dressed is crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like it definitely shaped me to be more versatile, shaped me to be more like swaggy, because it just make you just want to be more fly than everybody. When you don't know what's going on, you want to know what's going on more than everybody else.
You kind of want to get it. You know?
Get it more.
Because you kind of like, it's kind of like an outside looking. But you outside looking.
You feel me? You want to do it too, but even better than niggas. You feel me? So that's really what I feel like it gave me that extra.
Most definitely. So how was it? Like, I mean, like you from East Harlem and everything.
West.
Like, my bad.
Nah, you good. You good. I be on the east side.
Yeah. I went to school on the east side for real. Cristo Rey. I don't know if you know charter school. Cristo Rey.
Nah, I'm not sure.
East side, right? Well, we could get to that later. But so how was, like, who were some of your big influences in the music when you was coming up? You know what I mean?
Growing up, shit, I was listening to like whatever was on BET. Like, when I was growing up, I wasn't really heavy on music to the point where I was listening to this specific person's album or him only. I was more so like go to school, come home, and turn on BET and just watch the videos, watch what's on. So I was always more like into what was going on, like the swag, like when niggas like 50 of them was out, or when Dipset was out, you know, just swagging it up. Like, I was always into music to see what niggas was wearing more so, like, or what niggas was talking about, to see what was what's the trend, you know what I'm saying? So music to me was more so like an outlet, you know what I'm saying? Like, of course I felt it, like I would go to music, but I felt like it's like a magazine for me. Like, I'll go and just watch music more so than just listen all the time. Sometimes I know melodies to songs from the 2000s, but I don't really remember who made it or who was the artist, because I don't know, maybe at the time I was just interested in the aesthetic or whatever it was, but I didn't really look too deep into it. But I feel like some of my biggest influences was just like, you know, the New York legends like 50, Fat Joe, fucking, I could just keep going, a whole bunch of, like, when I was listening to Jadakiss a lot, Fab, I was fucking with Fab heavy. Fab is that nigga, but I definitely, it's a lot of, like, back then I was more into like MC rapping, like bars, shit like that. So, and I feel like it transitioned, like nowadays, like around the time when I started making music, I was more like looking up to people like Rocky, people like, you know, Future, a little bit of Thugger. Just a whole bunch of like, you know, the people who started the new wave of like fashion and all that. And like you was just talking about like going overseas and bringing the American or the Harlem culture overseas, going to Paris and infiltrate. You know what I'm saying? So.
But I feel like, you know what though, like, I feel like and I hate to say it like this, like New York doesn't get enough credit because we've been in the game. Like we've really been in the game. We've been big cultural influences in the game too. You know, like how we was saying, like, you know, A$AP Rocky and Ferg, like a lot of these dudes, like they wasn't wearing Wraiths, none of the, you know, Rap Simmons and none of that. They were so ahead of the game, like with the fashion and everything too. But even sonically, bro, like New York has been it. Even though like some artists, they say like some artists take the 808 sound, but I don't really think of it like that. I feel like it's more of a New York sound. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, we've been consistent at it. We got big heavyweights. I mean, you know, we got we got Lil TJ, you know, we got A Boogie, we got a whole lot of artists that's coming up and is really reinventing that New York sound. I mean, like even Young M.A's recent project, you know, like I'll be listening to everything that come up from up top.
Young M.A shit fire.
Yo, and the thing is, like, it's what I love about New York artists is like we have the bars, we got the bars, but we can hang with y'all too with the, you know, with the 808 flows. And with the too, you know what I mean? Especially you know what I mean? I was saying I saw one of your videos and you had the with the white boy with the butterfly joint on his face, and that joint was rocking, bro. And I like the treatment that you did for the video. It was dope. So what was your creative process? Like what inspired you to, you know, to write, or what inspired you to get in the studio and, you know, think of these concepts when you put into your music?
So when I first started making music, I was just like, kind of like what I was doing before, like just I just go home, watch videos, watch who's the newest. So it's like kind of like just always wanting to feel like I could do whatever it is. So when I used to just like I feel like it was around 2014, 15. It was just a lot of, it was like New York was back on the wave. Like A Boogie was blowing up, this person blowing up, this person, and I was just like, yo, I'm gonna just start listening to beats and just see what's up. So like from there I would listen to beats, I look around. Usually I still do the same thing. Like when I listen to beats, I just look around in the room, just it's based on my energy or my emotions, and I try to pick up one word or one thing and then just take it from there and just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just keep going from there, elaborate on that, because then once you got a word or once you got like a thing, you could turn that thing or that word into whatever you want it to be. Like I could say hat. But then hat is really about niggas be capping and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that.
And stuff like that, you can like you changing the culture in that aspect. You adding your piece to the culture. You know what I mean? Like I heard Nipsey on the Nipsey verse. Nipsey was like, yo, with this rap, I can't quote it verbatim, but he was like, yo, best thing we could do with this rap thing is, you know, make music and change the culture from our standpoint or our point of view, put our best into it and keep it moving for the next generation. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about, man. But you've been putting in your work for a little minute, man. Like we gotta let them know your moves and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
They can't know all my moves, man. They can't know.
We got to. But nah, bro. So, what are some do's and don'ts for you when you're in the studio?
Do's. Well, I'm gonna do the don'ts first.
Okay.
Don't bring no cameraman ass niggas who's gonna record everything and every night. It don't even really gotta be about clout. It just be niggas like, I feel like when you recording or when there's something new music coming out, people just always want to feel like they got the exclusive or like, nobody else got this but me. Niggas just be wanting to record shit. That's a don't for me. I don't like people who just come and just start recording everything. I want to say don't fall asleep. I'll be falling asleep everywhere I go. Realistically, I fall asleep everywhere I go. You feel me? But I try not to like just sleep the whole session or waste time. Don't force nothing. I don't like forcing shit. Like that's one thing. Like I won't come to waste time. But if I feel like I'm forcing it, I'll just be like, fuck it, I'm not gonna make nothing. Cause I feel like if you forcing it now, it feels more like the tedious, not even the tedious, like I don't know. It feels like I'm procrastinating if I can't get a song done, if I'm trying to force myself. I want to just I want it to come to me.
Organic.
Yeah, organic, feel me? Dudes, I feel like dudes gotta have weed. Gotta have some good tree. You gotta put it in the air. You shit me? It has to be in the air. I ain't gonna lie. If it's not in the air, it's a problem. But definitely you need the good gas. Another dude I would say is just base it off of like energy. Like I go in there and base everything I record, or if I write to it, is based on like how I'm feeling at that moment, or what was going on at that moment. That's not what the song has to be about, but that's just like the energy, the vibe I'm coming on the song with. Another dude I would say is just having fun. That's number one.
And I'm glad you said that, bro, because it's like the way the game is now, like everything is like Instagram puts everything out there, you know what I mean? And everybody's just, there'll be a lot of tough people in the game, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yo, like we not here to be tough, we here to have fun and make money, you know what I'm saying? So it's like one people, like a lot of, like this, like two rappers that, one from New York, young boy from New York, Pop Smoke, you know what I mean? Like he be having fun in all his videos, you know what I mean? And from down south, my man Black Youngster. Black Youngster's a real dude.
That nigga be lit.
But he be having fun, and that's and who's the other dude that be the Baby? He just dropped an album and stuff. Three real dudes or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But they just having fun in their music, they having fun in their videos, and that's why like that longevity's been going so long for them, you know what I mean? Because it's like people don't want to see all that all the time, you know what I mean? People want to feel like, people relate to fun, I feel like, you know what I mean? And if you put in a fun image out there, you putting fun energy out there, it's gonna come back in threefold, you know what I mean? So, who was like, you know what I mean? You got some good OGs in your corner too, man, you know what I mean? Is there any good advice that, you know, some of your OGs gave you that you was like, damn, yo, like, I'm gonna definitely run with that, or that just resonated real well with you?
Shit, there's a lot of shit we be talking about. Let me think. Do you like a quote? Let me see.
Not a quote. Anything.
Definitely. I mean, I feel like every time we talk, it's like a gem. So it's like it's a whole bunch of different. I could say one thing for sure that I've learned working with my team has been like. I want to say patience and shit like that, but that's all cliche, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think of something that really stuck with me, that really, you know what I'm saying?
But patience is a good one, though.
Patience is a great one. I learned, patience is one thing I definitely learned, like just working with my team and everything, because like sometimes you'll try to be patient and then at the end you'll just feel like, oh, I was waiting for no reason or this or that, but I feel like throughout every situation, I've been patient with like the people I've been working with, like Wayne O'Malley or anybody surrounding us. It's worth the wait. You know what I'm saying? It's always worth the wait. I feel like maybe that might be the one. Like it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And it's not just in terms of just music or anything. It's just like even with yourself, like putting yourself out there, putting your energy around certain people. You know what I'm saying? Even speaking, like, you know what I'm saying? It's worth the wait. Like, you don't need to speak to everybody. You don't got to be everywhere. You don't got to force yourself. You don't got to kill yourself for me.
Man, I think I need to hear some of them you just said right now.
I'm saying, bro, because I was panicking, you feel me? So I feel like I kind of like simmered down my panic a little bit ever since I started working and having a team around me and having, you know what I'm saying, resources and shit like that.
Nah, that's lit. And I mean, and the thing is, like, because I feel like I'm the type of person, like, especially when it comes to my craft, I feel like I gotta be all hands on with everything.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
I take it like as a pride issue. Like I don't want to reach out or say that I need help with certain things. You know what I mean? But when you have a team that's like, yo, it's all right. You don't gotta just focus on you, the artist. Just focus on being an artist. We'll handle all of that. I feel like that's just a weight lifted off your shoulders too. You know what I mean? And it helps you in the growing process because that's one less thing you gotta worry about. You feel me? So
I feel like sometimes when you worrying so much, you start to feel like you're the only person in the world worrying about this shit, or you're the only person in the world who's stressing, and then in reality, everybody got shit going on, everybody's worried, everybody's doing something, you know what I'm saying? I might be worried about this interview, like, yo, is this shit ready? Mind you, niggas is already taking care of that, so like, like sometimes it's just about knowing that everything has its time, like you just gotta be paid, not saying just lay back, but in a sense where it's just more so let things come to you You know what I'm saying?
That's real though.
Yeah, word.
You got old soul too, man. I could.
Nah, hell no, don't say that. Damn.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing though.
Nah, somebody just said 90s babies the old niggas now. I'm like, oh, fuck out of here.
Yo,
I'm
bro,
22.
I'm old. I'm an old head then. Like, if that's the case for real.
Word.
You know what I mean? So what can we expect from you, man? Is there any artists? If you had the chance to work with any artists, you know what I'm saying? Like who would you have that opportunity to work with? It could be dead or alive. You know what I mean? If you had the opportunity.
Dead or alive, shit. If I had to choose one artist I really want to work with, it wouldn't have to be work with, but I would love to be in the studio with somebody like Kid Cudi, just because I feel like I want to tap into that level real quick, just like that level of harmonies and sounds and all that extra. I feel like with Kid Cudi and with like people like Travis Scott and Ye, and like, you know, people in the realm, even Rocky, like they really tap into more so like the instrumental artistry level, like, you know what I'm saying? I know after they record their vocals, it doesn't end just there. Like, they're doing shit to their vocals, they're going in, playing with the sounds, all that type. So I feel like even if it wasn't recording, like, I'd love to just work on my project with one of them, or just be in the studio and get some gems from one of them.
Nah, cause Cudi be dropping some gems, bro. I saw something on the gram the other day. Cudi was talking about features, yo. I don't know if you saw that. Like, he was saying like how artists, I feel like a lot of artists make mistakes when they coming on, when they put themselves with feature this person, feature this person, feature this person, because you're not working on you. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, the more you working on you, the more you working on your sound, people are gonna appreciate that more versus hearing, oh, he's just another feature, which makes sense, yo, because like I said, the game is so different now, man. Like everything is so sudden. Everything has to happen now. You know what I mean? And this is like a question I always ask people, but I want to get your opinion on it too. Do you feel like content is what's more important, content or consistency now? You know what I mean? Especially with this Instagram era that we in, or the social media era.
I feel like it's definitely a balance of both. Consistency definitely overrules content any day, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like in this day and age, it don't really matter how consistent you is. Like, if your shit don't look fire or if it don't look appealing, niggas gonna swipe past your shit. Cause realistically, content is like having content on a consistent basis is really the key. So I really look at it like, you could be consistent, but if you putting up whack shit, nobody cares.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
And then the thing is, like, you could have the most fire content, but if you're not on top of it, niggas will easily forget about you, because we're in a day and age, like, I sell sneakers, like, it's a new shoe coming out every other day. It's a new shoe coming out every other day, so it's like, I might get this shoe, tomorrow it's the next fire one, so I don't even got time to get flying these, because everybody chasing those. Then the next day is another flyer one. Then the next day is another. Same with music. It's a new album every week. It's a new. So it's like, yeah, you got to be consistent, but you also got to make sure you're putting out the most dope shit. Same as if you're putting out dope shit, you better make sure you keep putting out dope shit, because somebody else putting out dope shit too.
Yeah, so definitely. Yo, also, how'd you get into the reshopping game, bro? Like, you know what I mean? The reselling with the sneakers and everything. I think that's really dope. Like, you know what I mean? That's like entrepreneur spirit for real. Like, that's the spirit. Like, how'd you get involved in that, bro?
I was just like always in the sneakers. Yeah, like when I first came back from like Africa and shit, I was just always, like I said, just trying to like fit in and feel like I was free like everybody else. So at first it was just like, you know, asking my mom, like, when we go school shopping, I want those shoes, like the specific one. I already knew what I always knew what sneakers I wanted. Like, I always knew everything about sneakers for some reason. So like around high school, I just started saving my own money, going out, buying shoes, and then like that was around the time the sneaker culture was picking up. So it wasn't like I just discovered it or I stumbled upon it. Like, it was just happening at the same time. It was there. Like, I would go out to buy my shoes, and I'm walking out with my shoes. Somebody talking about, I want to buy it off you for $400 or $350. So I'm starting to think like, yo, I'm gonna just come out with money for 2. And then from there, it went to 3 to 4, and then now we do like 20, 30 pairs.
That's smart, bro. Yeah, that's getting to it for real. You know what I mean? So listen, before we get out of here, man, what's some advice that you can give these up and coming artists? You know what I'm saying? That's trying to get, you know what I mean, and be in a position that you in. You know what I mean? How can they get to that level?
I think the number one thing is just be yourself, because I feel like coming up as an artist, you look at a lot of other artists and you try to emulate what they doing or what they did, what you assume they did to blow up. Like what a lot of artists do, like, oh, I'll look at your page and just look at who you know and how did this nigga blow up or how did this. So a lot of people always want to know how this artist got here or how this nigga got signed or how he did that. And I feel like a lot of upcoming artists, that's the one thing they want to know is how everybody around them is being successful and how they could get there. But I feel like number one thing is just being yourself rather than trying to take a piece from him, do that, meet this person that he knows and do all that. Just be yourself and put yourself out there, but as yourself and not nobody else. And I think that's the best thing.
That's a gem right there. Well, listen, one more thing. What are your favorite sneakers all the time?
Nah, I can't answer that.
You can't? You can't?
But I'll just give you Jordan 1, blank, Jordan 1.
All right, good guy.
Yes, sir.
Guy. Listen, man, thank you for stopping through.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Listen, where's the Instagram? Where can they follow you at and everything?
You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Hass Irv. Get me on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, Hass Irv. I'm basically on everything is Hass Irv, Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit, man.
Already. Already. Hass Irv on everything. At Dirty Rice 90 on everything. It's 92.
Word. Shout out my man Dirty Rice too, man.
Hell
yeah.
Ya tú sabes, baby. We out. It's the Q.